tudo bem com vocês? Tudo bem com você? Eu estou bem. Eu espero que vocês bem também. Hoje eu vou falar sobre uma situação muito ruim. So I uploaded my Eu Nunca video yesterday. So many people told me, Ninka, we want to see the story about your fight. We also want to see the story about like the drunk stories. I can do that if you guys like story time video like this. I can do that. You guys were like, we have to see this story. Like, how did you get up into a fight? Like, what? And I know this is gonna sound all crazy, but it did happen. Yep, it was not really a proud moment, but I got my water here because I literally have to like go back to the situation. It's like, I don't like it. So before I start this video, I just want to say that I'm not a fighter. I'm not an aggressive type of person. I can get really mad though, but I will never throw the first punch unless you punch me first or I am in a threatened situation. I'm not the type of girl that likes to fight. Like, I know I'm 1 meter and 70 centimeters, like that's tall in Brazil, but here in Holland, I'm like not that big, you know? So I don't like to fight. I'm not really into like, I just don't. Like, I rather just avoid it, like I said in my video. If I feel something is off, I go home because I don't want anything to do with that. Anyway, we're gonna go back to the time that I fought with a guy. I'm not kidding, you guys. I'm not kidding. This was literally a guy. I swear. I'm gonna part this video because there were 2 instances where I got into a fight. One with a guy and one with a grown woman. Like, this is gonna sound so bad. It's gonna sound so bad. If you guys want to hear the story of how I got into a fight with a grown-ass woman, let me know in the down bar, in the comment section. So, are you guys ready for the story? Grab some snacks, grab some wine, or if you're underage, grab some juice, and let's get into the story. This story takes place in December 2017, and I was dating my boyfriend at the time, like still right now, the one I'm dating right now, I was dating at the time. December is always kind of like a month of partying here. We have a lot of parties going on, especially with Christmas. It's like, it's crazy. And this was at the time where all the schools in the area, they had like prom, you know, like prom, like a Christmas prom. And then after the prom, they would go to the local club here in my town, which is super close where I live right now. And they would just gather and it would be like a crazy party. I was there once before. It was so much fun. It was really nice. All the people looked all beautiful. They had like suits on and dresses, and girls had their hair done. It was always such a fun party. So even if you did not go to the prom, or even if you did not go to any of the schools, you could still go. Like, it was open for anyone to go. So me and my friends were like, I think we should go. It could be nice. Like, last year was so much fun. Let's go. And I was like, girl, I was all about partying. At that age, I was 19. Sounds so young. Like, I'm 22, but it sounds like forever ago. So, I get ready and I have like this really cute black dress on. It has like a low cut over here. I had like some earrings. My hair was straight. I meet up with my girlfriend at her house. And there were 4 girls, like we were with my, like 4 of my friends. And then we would meet the guys, including my boyfriend, in the club. Like, that was the plan, that was what's gonna do, like that's what's gonna happen. So we get there and immediately it is super crowded, like super crowded, all kind of young people. So we were looking at each other like, maybe like it's not really the party like that we want, but anyway, we're just gonna look and see if it's nice. Get in there, we go to the bar, grab a drink, we see our guy friends, we're like, hey. I see my boyfriend and it's like, it's all fun. And but still there was kind of like a I cannot describe it. It was kind of like a bad vibe. You felt like something was in the air. You know, the guys that were there were kind of like, you know, they were, I don't know, it was something in the air. Very important detail is that we were together on the dance floor. I think it was like 7 of us I think, yeah, maybe like 7, so 8 people, we were there. And at one point in the night, I cannot remember what time, I have no idea, me and my boyfriend decided to go outside. And this was normal because in front of the club, you have like this patio, like a pretty big patio and has like heaters because it was December. It's cold as hell here in Holland. And we were standing, we were talking to some people that we've seen. You know, my town is really small, so the chances that you will run into someone that you know is really big. So I think we were talking to someone. I cannot really remember why we went outside, but it's like a normal thing to do because it's like part of the club, you know? So that was the only time that me and my boyfriend were not with the group. Like we split up for the first time that night. And we went back inside of the club, and this is where shit popped off, and I just have to calm myself because when I get heated when I talk about this story. So we get inside, and I can just see this vividly because so we go in, and there is like this really big guy. We're gonna name him David. I don't know. So David, we have never seen this guy before in our lives. We have no idea who this guy is. Never seen him, never spoke to him. We don't know anyone that, like, we don't know him. We don't know. You have to understand, we have never seen this guy in our life before, like nothing. He's really big. He was 17 at the time, so he was like a little baby, but this guy was big, y'all. He was wearing like a sweater, but it was tight, so he had like muscles. He was like at least a whole head larger than my boyfriend. Like he was big, like, and he was muscular, and he was like, and he comes up to my boyfriend. He just, like, we were walking like this, and he would just, he didn't even look at me. He went for my boyfriend. He was like, who did you hit? What? So my boyfriend looks at me, and I look at him, and we're like having this confusion, and he's like, who did you hit? Like he said he thought that my boyfriend had punched someone. We were outside chilling. Shut up. We were outside chilling, drinking our wine and beer. Like, we were not doing anything at that point. Like, we did not hit anyone. We did not get into a fight. None of that. So my boyfriend was like, what are you talking about? Like, he was pretty calm. My boyfriend gets pretty calm in these kind of situations, but I'm like, no. So, and then there's another guy. He's tall, but he's like tiny. Like, I hate this guy. Ugh. Some people that I know him. He's small. No, he's tall, but he's like thin, you know, and he looks over. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was getting mad because my boyfriend was like pretty calm, and they would not let us go through. Like, he was literally blocking our way. I have no idea how this happened, but I have to describe this for you. So there's like a dance floor, and then there's a hallway like this. Like, this is the dance floor, and this is the hallway like this. And the hallway is super small. Like, there's only 2 persons that can go next to each other. I don't know if you guys understand. I should have taken pictures. But anyway, somehow we get driven. Like, he talks like this. Like, they get into a discussion, my boyfriend and the guy. And me and this other guy get into a discussion as well. He's like, oh, you're so tiny. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do to me? You gonna help me? Like, he was talking a lot of, like, he was running his mouth, you guys, towards a girl. I was 19, looking like a 14-year-old girl. So I was like, get the fuck off, you know, like, let us go. Like, I don't want anything to do with any of y'all. So fast forward, I don't know how this happened. Like I said, my boyfriend and I get into the hallway, and the 2 guys and his gang or something like that came with us. My boyfriend at this time, he's standing towards the wall, like the wall's right here behind him, and he's standing like towards it because that's how they got, like, that's how they approached us. So we were standing against the wall, and I was like this, and my boyfriend was like this. So my boyfriend was standing against this wall, and I was looking like this, and he was over here. So we were like this. And he looked at me, he said, I just want to talk to your boyfriend. I'm like, okay. This dude. I saw that he was about to say something, like he was about to talk, but he wasn't talking. I'm like, and at the point where I wanted to say, like, so talk, I was about to, like, say it, and then it happened. Like, this guy, this huge ass, big ass, muscular ass guy hits my boyfriend in the head, literally with full force, you guys. This guy was big, he was strong. There's a wall behind my boyfriend's head. So my boyfriend, he was like knocked out. He was like going like this, you know. His head bumped against the wall in the back. And the next thing I see is my boyfriend like collapsing, literally collapsing. So I go like this to protect him. Like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like, this guy is, I don't know how tall. So I get like a punch from this guy on my mouth. Like, I swear you guys, I wanted to break up the fight. But the moment I felt this guy's fist on my... I felt this guy's fist on my mouth. And I felt like my front teeth were knocked out. They were not. I literally felt like they were knocked out. And I did not care at that point because I turned black. I couldn't see anything. I was so mad, you guys. I can't, like, getting back in that moment right now just makes me furious. Like, my heart's beating. Luckily, I'm not that, like, I hope that never happens again, but I was so mad at this point. Like, my boyfriend just collapsed in front of my fucking face. He's bleeding all over. And I just start swinging. I had my phone in my right hand. It was a smaller phone. It was the same, but like smaller. And I just started like banging on his head. So, like, I started throwing the phone like this. And I started kicking him like this. And then I think after like 5 or 6 punches, because this guy was not punching me back, of course, because if like one punch, I would have been knocked out. This guy was huge. But like at that point, I did not care. Like right now, I see the danger in that, because what if he had a knife? What if he had, like, you know, what if he was not friendly towards women? Because the punch that he threw at me was meant for my boyfriend. Like, I knew that for sure. But I did not care at that moment. I start punching and I start kicking, and then I feel like someone going like this, grabbing me by the neck, and it's my boyfriend. He woke up. I had blood all over me, literally here and here. It was not mine, luckily. It was my boyfriend's. I don't know how the blood got there. Maybe because he hit him and like, I don't know. But I had blood all over me here and on my cheeks. And he's like, nigga, stop! Like, stop punching! I'm like, what? And this guy is obviously not that hurt. Maybe he had like a little headache, but like, I was 19, I was small. And still to this day, if I would have punched him, he probably would not feel a lot because he's tall and big. I see this guy taken off. And I look at my boyfriend and he's bleeding from his head, y'all. There's blood coming down. And I'm like turning him around and there's a gap in his head, like this big. I'm not even making this up right now. So we go to security and I did not go to security. I was still in my rage. I was like, I'm gonna find this dude right now and I'm gonna fight. Like, I'm so small, you guys. What was I thinking? I'm like literally half of the size that he is. Not even. So I start, like, my boyfriend goes to the first aid and I just start walking in the public in the middle of the club, blood all over me, searching for this guy. I'm like, get out of it! I was so mad that I've never had that anymore. Like, that was the first time that happened to me and the last time, luckily, because that was like, I've never seen myself like that. I saw my boyfriend get knocked out and then I got a punch. I think that was like something snapped. Like, I was so mad. I was like, this guy is a threat. He could have killed my boyfriend with a punch like that. So I was like in defense mode. I was ready. Like, I did not care. And let me remind you, I'm not a violent person at all. At all. I can get very mad and I will defend myself, but I would never throw the first punch, ever. Unless you make me feel threatened, like I said in the beginning. And I start running. I'm like, where is this dude? Let me talk to him. Let me fight this guy. Later on, after I cooled down, security got me and they were like, you have to stop right now because otherwise you're gonna go to the police station. I'm like, so I cooled down a little bit and I go to the first aid and I see my boyfriend. And it was very, very bad. Like, he had a huge gap. Like I said, it was bleeding and he was like in shock, in total shock. And then I see the security guard bring this guy into the first aid room to identify. And I'm like, you motherfucker. So he gets to go to the police station. He had to go to jail for a whole night. Woo, for a whole night. And then I think he had like, he didn't have jail time because he was 17, guys. He was 17. yeah. So anyway, that was the story about how I got into a fight with a guy that was huge, and I thought I was a pit bull, but I'm just a chihuahua. So yeah, have you guys ever had anything happen to you like that? Let me know in the comments down below. And I just want to say that thank you for listening to my story, because a lot of people think that I'm really like I'm cute and perfect and stuff, but no, I have a lot of stories, you guys. You know, things happen for a reason, and like I said, we have never seen this guy before. We don't know this guy, so him coming up to us like that was already a threat, and him knocking out my boyfriend like was heavy for me. I had like my ribs, because I was like throwing, my ribs were bruised a lot, and I had like a lot of pain in my tooth because he punched me and I had like a thick lip over here. But mentally, it was for me like at least 6 months. If I ever felt like there was gonna be a fight somewhere, I would leave, because I was really scared that I would get hit and be mad again. Even in my second fight, like, that was a whole different fight, by the way. Like, that was I can talk about that and laugh, because that was just a joke. So yeah, just let you guys know I'm just human and I have emotions, and yeah, I'm not perfect. I do things that are stupid, but I do believe honestly that if you have to defend yourself, you should. Like, I am not gonna let nobody punch me or beat me and not do anything back, or at least try, you know? So that was the story. Eu amo vocês demais. I hope you still love me, because I love you. And I will see you hopefully in my next video. Beijos.